Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video I'm going to cover some basic questions for the fresher which is asked into Tableau interview, and I'll share my experience and few tips with you guys. So if you guys are preparing for the interview, definitely you can consider to watch the entire video till the end so that you will get very good understanding out of it. So let's get started with our first question, and which is nothing but what is Tableau. Okay, so when it comes to Tableau is nothing but the business intelligence tool which can be used to develop different charts, reports, and different calculations. So this is very interactive BI tool. You can do a bit Google about it if you are fresher, to get very good understanding of how to use this Tableau tool to prepare different charts. Okay, so let's jump to the next question, which is what is the different Tableau products available. So based on the audience level and the business requirement, there are few products of the Tableau that is widely used, like Tableau desktop, which is used to develop the Tableau report from the scratch. Tableau public is nothing but the online platform of the Tableau desktop app, where you can create the report and share or save on the Tableau public site. Tableau online is nothing but the online version of Tableau, where you can create again a report in the web version of the Tableau application and save it within the server. You don't need to republish it again and again. Tableau server is nothing but the place where we store the or organize our Tableau report, Tableau data sources, all the user information. So it is as like as a ordinary server that we handle handle like we use for the data warehousing purpose. So this is same thing, but it is for Tableau only. Okay, the next one is the Tableau reader. So it is nothing but the app where you can only read the Tableau report. It could be mobile app. Okay, so there are different Tableau products that are available in market, so you must hold some basic understanding of each products. Okay, you don't need to be master, but yeah, if you are working as Tableau developer, then you should know each and everything of the Tableau desktop application and Tableau server. Okay, let's move to the next question over here. Tableau desktop versus Tableau public. Okay, so Tableau public is again a kind of online version of the Tableau app, and Tableau desktop is offline version. Okay, so Tableau desktop is a paid product. Okay, it is not free for students or for individual who is not working anywhere. So if you are working as a Tableau developer in any company, you get a license and you use the Tableau desktop application to develop the report. So it is a paid basically, where the Tableau public is kind of free, but you have to publish your work on the Tableau server side. You cannot store that into your local machine. That's the difference. Okay, and the third thing is like Tableau public is free, but it requires all the data to be saved on Tableau public server, making it accessible to anyone. It is again, I can say, uh, online version where you can share your work, and everyone who is part of the Tableau public can see your work. Okay, it is for the student or for the individual who practice the Tableau. Okay, next, connecting to data. So you can connect various data sources like Excel, SQL server, Google Sheet, many more. Like there is thousands, not thousands, but there are many options. I'll quickly show that to you. Let me share my Tableau screen with you guys. Here if you click on connect, you see you have this many options to connect with any data source, like it is SQL, NoSQL, Hadoop, Teradata, Vertica. You can choose any one which is available in your project and connect it. Okay, it is not that much difficult, but yeah, it is interesting. Next, data blending. So data blending is nothing but the method to combine data from the multiple sources. Okay, so it is a performed on the sheet by sheet basis, unlike joins which combines data at the data source level. So what do you mean by this? So data blending is nothing but the feature in the Tableau where if you have the data present in two different servers, so in that situation you can combine them in the Tableau using the data blending. In ordinary join, you cannot join the table because tables are present in two different sources. If the tables are in a single source or single server, you can perform a join operation, but if it is coming from the two different servers, you cannot perform the join. For that you have to first do blending. So in the blending, what happens, the data source, the secondary data source, it get aggregated first and then it performs the left join. Okay, so that way blending happens. But in ordinary join, it first look for the common attribute, it performs the join, and then we can go with the aggregation. So that's a order of operation differs between the data blending and the normal join. Okay, what is the joining versus blending? As I said, now joining is used to combine data from the same source based on a common field. Blending is used to combine data from two different sources that are not necessarily related by common field. You can define it actually in calculated field by saying the 1 equal to 1, and then you can perform the blending operation. Okay, next is what is calculated field. The calculated field are new field created by using the existing data and in the expression, and to perform the calculation they are used to create a new dimensions or measures. So basically, if you want to do any sort of manipulation or any formulation within the given data set, you can use the calculated field. I will quickly show you how to create the calculated field by using the Tableau desktop app. Over here, if you want to create let's say you want to do a sum of cells, and then you have to divide it by total sum of cells. Let's say you have to create this calculation, so total percent, you can say total percent cells, and just for example I'm giving it to you, then sum of cells divided by total sum of cells. Just for example I am writing this formula, don't judge this formula. So now I am writing some formula in this calculated field and hitting on apply, and okay, and I am dragging this out over here. So what exactly happening over here? So this is creating a new calculation and popping up into the data. So if I change this data type to the percentage, it will give me the percentage. Okay, so that's how it works, but you should know like what exactly need to be calculated. So this is 1.62%, 1.17%. so this amount is the 1.62% of total cells. That is the meaning of this calculation. So this is how you can create a different calculated field based on the requirement and do further validation. Okay, so let's jump to the next question. Over here is what is the dimension and what is the measure. All right, so dimensions are a qualitative and used to do slice and dice the data, where the measure are quantitative and used to perform the calculations like sales and profit. I will quickly show this to you, like how this look like in the Tableau. So here if you come, let me create a new sheet, worksheet. So here we have a dimension. In the dimension we have different fields which is individually separate. Like if I say customer name or segment, so it is quantitative, qualitative, right? You can differentiate it. But measures is a numerical data. You can perform the aggregation operation on the sales, profit, quantity. Let's say I want to see the profit for the customer for each segment basically. So this is how I can see the profit. So this is creating a aggregation on some operation on the profit. So this is measure where the aggregation happens, but in the dimension it is a qualitative. Got you? Is level of detail expression. So mainly there are three type of level of details: include LOD, exclude LOD, and fixed LOD. So I will not go too much deep into those. I would give that to you, like you google it, prepare your own notes, and try to build a level of detail calculation. Try to understand like where we use, why we use, and how we use. Basically it is used to get more granular details of the visualization. Based on that, you can either include a specific dimension using the include LOD, you can exclude the specific dimension using the exclude LOD, and you can freeze the specific dimension or fix the specific dimension by using the fixed LOD. So it is as like as the kind of Windows function, but it works a little bit differently. Okay, so in coming video definitely I'll show few example on LOD, so it will be more clear. Let's jump to the next question. Is like creating a dashboard. It is as simple as you create any chart, visual. It will come with practice. Okay, so I'll show you where do we create the dashboard in the Tableau desktop application. You see here are some worksheet as created. So here you can see 4 boxes and plus sign. So you can create a new dashboard over here. You can select the layout like blank and then put the containers horizontal, vertical, and based on that you can drag the worksheet and create your visual. Like how do you want to create it? I'm just quickly showing you, so it will not okay, like this. I mean, it is not a very perfect one. Just for the example I'm showing this to you like this, and then you can go to dashboard, click on the enable title, show title. You can give the title of dashboard and you can prepare your dashboard like this. It is very quick. So like this you can create a dashboard and share with the respective audiences on all. Okay, all right, so let's jump to the next question. Is type of joints in a Tableau. Of course it is inner joint, left joint, right joint, full outer joint. This question is also commonly asked in the SQL round also. So be thorough with the joining and solve as many as examples you can solve. Okay, next question is a dual axis chart, like how to create a dual axis chart, what is the benefit, and how do we create it, what are the different steps. It is as simple as you create any ordinary line chart. You have to combine 2 different line chart in a single graph and show, like this is how you can create a dual axis. I will quickly show you. It is just for example, so you can consider it or you can practice it as per your data set and all. So I'll quickly show you how to create dual axis. Let's say I am dragging the order date in the column and putting the filter on the month level, like on this month level, and I have a sales number here. So this is a line chart for the sales. Similarly, I want to see the profit also, so I will drag the profit next to the sales over here. Now I see the 2 charts, right? For one for the sales, one for the profit. So dual axis is nothing but combining these 2 axes in a single plane. So you have to click, right click, and create a dual axis like this, and now you see both line charts are combined but with a different level of axis. So you have to do sync axis, so that way it will be a bit clear, like where the profit is lying in the axis and where the sales is lying. So this is how you can create a dual axis. It is very simple, and you can also create a multiple dual axis, so like multiple line charts, and I will leave that to you, like how to fix it, how to figure it out. Okay, So let's jump to the next question is parameters. Again, it is one of the best thing in the Tableau where end user can get a flexibility to toggle around different calculation, different measures or dimension, or do input, basically insert the basic in criteria in as an input in the chart and see what how the output is, you know, coming out. So it is very simple. I'll not show like how to create it, but yeah, uh in incoming video I will definitely show how to create parameters. Okay, next question, filter. It is again as same as the parameter, but the filter is simply restricts the underlying data and show the figures in the Tableau workbook based on our charts and our calculations. So I would leave this to you. There are filters like include there is a extract filter, data source filter, then context filter, dimension, measure, table calculation. These are the filters in Tableau, and you have to practice each filter thoroughly so that you'll get very good understanding of Tableau. Okay, then next question is Tableau extract versus Tableau live connection. So again, extract is nothing but the zipped version of the data where you store the data in hyperfile in the Tableau server and use that to prepare your reports. Where the live connection, it's simple. Live connection is a connection between the Tableau report and the backend data. So whenever you load the report, it runs the query, fetch the backend connection, all the query, and then pull the data and prepare the chart and show that to you in the Tableau server side. Where the extract works like extracts holds the data within the Tableau, so it doesn't go back every time in the backend and look for the updated data. So extract runs kind of quickly compared to live, but live is good when the data size is low and you have to track some real-time data. Then live connection is preferable. Where if you have the very high amount of data, then extract is the best choice to go with. Okay, in the Tableau desktop I'll show you where do we create a live connection or the extract connection. So you go to the data source tab over here, and here you have the connection type. You have live connection and you have extract connection. So if you click on the extract, you have to save the hyper file in the local machine and then publish it. Okay, the next question is, hope you got like it is not that hard. Next question is handling the slow dashboards. So this is the scenario based question. You will have to prepare a test case for this while answering this question in the interview. And the basic steps that we ideally follow is to run the performance optimizer report in Tableau desktop app and just toggle around the Tableau dashboard, perform some activities and record those in the optimizer report, and then check which activity is taking more time, and based on that you can figure out like what needs to be done. There are basic steps, the like how much data volume we are using. If we have some unused column, then we can cut it down or reduce those data size. Second, if we have the very complex calculation, we can try to manipulate the calculation in a simple format and merge the calculation or split the calculation into different parts, or cut or remove the unused calculation. Then third number is the number of workbook count. If we have too much workbooks created in the Tableau report, you can consider it to remove those unused workbook which is not included in dashboard, or create a backup file and then only create a lighter version of the Tableau file where it can be loaded quickly. So that is one way. And yeah, these are basic thing that you can consider. Also you can check for the if any video or image is inserted in dashboard, and if it is coming from the third-party extension or third-party website, then look for the extension that is used if that is creating any issue to loading the dashboard. There are many issues, but yeah, these are the basic thing that you can prepare. You have to prepare a test case, prepare it properly with example, and then you have to answer these questions. Okay, The next question is a data cleaning example. Again, you have to prepare a small test case to answer this question. So it is basically describe like what are the steps you follow to prepare the data, like what ETL process you follow, whether you're using Tableau prep or SQL to reframe your data, to shape or clean your data. So you have to create a test case with example and answer this question. Next one is implementing the row level security. Again, this is one of the important question in the Tableau interview. So how do you create the row level security? It's a big topic. It is very difficult to cover in a single video, in the current video I can say. But yes, what you can do, you can create a AD group, like Active Directory group, and assign each user to the respective group based on the level of access, based on the role, and then map them into the Tableau using the isMember script or using the user ID script. There are many scripts are there. So again, you will have to create a small test case for this, and you can show that in the interview, like this is how you created the row level security. Okay, so basically it is used to restrict the data based on the user role or user access level or user presence, like what kind of role the user hold. Based on that, we do restrict the data, so the user will be able to see the relevant data only from the Tableau report. Okay, why work as a Tableau developer? Okay, so this is a kind of generic question. You can say it is matching with your inspiration or aligns to your career goal, or it gives you creative ideas to develop different things. So you will have to answer this question in different way. It is not technical question, but based on your choice of preference, like how do you find yourself comfortable in Tableau. So you have to prepare that answer. It's a generic answer you can give. Okay, the next and the last question is the challenging project example. So this is the, it is not a single answer. Basically, you have to create the project, publish to Tableau profile or Tableau public, and you have to make a notes while developing the project, like what challenges did you face. Like you face challenge to clean the data, to develop the complex calculation, or to develop the charts, and to develop the dashboards, or to implementing the row level security. So you have to divide this answer into this part, and with one example you have to create the flow and answer this question in the interview. Okay, so definitely I will create one video to help you out on this particular question, so that it will give you some sort of idea like how to create the project and note down the challenges and performance issues in Tableau. All right, then I think we are good at this site, and I will show you one more thing. As I said, it's performance related issues. So how to check for performance related issue. So let's say you have this particular dashboard, and it is saved. Okay, so now if you see here, you have few options over there. So if you see uh, one of the option where we have the performance, run the performance optimizer. If you see setting and performance in the help, and here start performance recording. If you see start performance recording, if I click on this, so now it is now started recording the performance of dashboard. So I will quickly jump to any workbook like this, jumping on different workbook, and let's say I am dragging order date again, just doing some activity. Okay, and I am here selecting and deselecting some filter. Okay, I just change the filter setting over here, switching the sheets, coming back to Tableau dashboard again. Now I am going to stop the performance recording. Okay, now one report will be generated, and this report will show me some graphs based on my activity. Just wait for a few seconds. So a new report is being created. It is loading. So one dashboard is now created over here, and it is telling us performance summary. The first is the filter to show event taking at least in seconds. Okay, so it is the event is took less than 0.50 second. Okay, now if you see, we don't have any custom SQL, so it is blank over here, so it is fine. If you drag this down, so here you see events sorted by time. So rendering, for the rendering, it took how much second? 0.50 second. For computing the layout, it is taking 0.20 second. Computing the layout, like whatever activity I did, like I switched 3-4 tabs, and it is computed the layout, then executing query, then rendering, executed query. So based on this, it has created a graph, wonderful graph. It is showing the type of event, like passing XML, sorting the data, computing layout, rendering, compute reference, compile history, executing query, computing table, and all. So if you see here, it will show everything. So this is workbook and a dashboard. Now passing XML, so it is not, as our dashboard is very basic, so we didn't get many thing over here, but yeah, this is how you can create the performance recording and look for the task which is taking more data. When I say rendering, it is loading up the backend data, so it is loading quickly. Okay, so if any task is taking more than 7 seconds, so that can be considered as a slow task, and you can further investigate it, like how to fix that particular thing. Computing layout or executing queries, something related to the uh, loading the underlined calculated field calculation. So if it is taking more time, you can go back to that particular workbook and look for the calculated fields. Then you can add the split it or merge it or make it a better calculation in order to run it quickly. So that is how you can tune the dashboard. Okay, so hope you found this video useful. Hit a thumbs up button, share your thoughts in the comment section, and do let me know if you have any questions, so we can discuss it, or I'll create another video on that. Okay, so till then, take care, bye bye, see you in the next video.